Hi, in this video we'll talk about ChatGPT. What is my first impression, how do I use it, and the most important question is, will it replace programmers? Hi, I'm Francesco and I make videos on YouTube. This is a kind of new format, so let me know if you like it, if you want me to create more videos with this style. Leave a comment and of course a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. So what is ChatGPT? It's an artificial intelligence chatbot developed by OpenAI and released on the 30th of November 2022. It's based on GPT 3.5. It has been trained with a ton of data using the supervised model and the reinforcement model. And what is GPT 3.5? It's a language model, an improved version of GPT-3 that writes human-like text using deep learning. Unlike most chatbots, ChatGPT is a stateful bot. It means that you can have a conversation with it. Someone also suggested that you can use it as your therapist, so you can keep going and it reminds the previous questions and answers, and this is the most interesting part of it, but it has some limitations. It's based on human oversight, so it suffers from what is called good heart law. When the measure becomes the target, it stops being a good measure. The second limitation is that it's trained with data until the beginning of 2022, so if you ask it everything that happened later, it doesn't know. Another limitation is that since it's based on real data, sadly it can give some generic and race-based descriptions. This has to be improved. This is not good. So how can you use it? Just Google ChatGPT, OpenAI. You should be redirected to a page that looks like this, and you can click Try ChatGPT. And it's experiencing some high demand, so let's see if it works, because sometimes there are many people using it. So let's see. I think it got 1 million people using it, and by the way, there is a free version and a paid version. We'll use a free version here. I hope it works, because otherwise I have to record this in a second moment. For example, I can ask what is recursion? And as you can see, there is a definition for recursion. Recursion is a programming technique, etc. etc. Here I can try to implement it in JavaScript. So it should understand the it. Implement it, we are talking about recursion. Here is an example of a recursive function in JavaScript that calculates the factorial of a number. And there's also an explanation. It's not just code. Now in Python. As you can see, here it says that this function works in a similar way to the JavaScript example. It's a stateful chatbot. We can use this to learn more about a specific topic, for example Rust, so I can start by asking what is Rust. Rust is a programming language developed by Mozilla Research. And now let's try something else. For example, we can ask write a hello world in Rust. Here's an example of a hello world program in Rust, and I made this, so I can confirm that this is true, and it's also a kind explanation, and it also tells us what is this exclamation mark. You can play around with it, but now let's try something else. Let's see how ChatGPT can help us as content creators. Let's try this. Write an article about Rust. As you can see here, we have an article. Very impressive. What source are you using to write this article? Because maybe I want to know, because if you type on Google, you have the name of someone who wrote the article. It always replies something like that. I'm a larger language model trained. I don't have access to external resources. This is trained with data until 2021. Let's try something a bit more impressive. Write a thread about Rust. Twitter thread. I think it understands if I just type thread. Twitter thread is basically a list of tweets. Here is a possible Twitter thread about Rust. It's interesting because as a content creator you can start from this, you can elaborate more, but you don't have to start from zero. So this is a tool that someone can use. You should be aware that these things exist because anybody can type this, copy-paste this thread on Twitter. And now help me to create a video about Rust. ChatGPT can help us as YouTubers, and maybe in the future I'll make a video following what ChatGPT suggests me. Let's see how it works. Help me to create a video about Rust. And this is usually a complex process because it requires you to have some creativity, to show the screen, or maybe start by explaining something. Identify the purpose and audience of your video. What are you trying to reach? Plan the structure of your video. It can really help when you are blocked in creating content. Gather the necessary resources. You need a computer with Rust installed. Record and edit your video. Start by recording the audio. So it's trying to... Okay. Network error. Let's try again. I think it's overwhelmed with requests. Too many requests. Okay. You have to wait, I'm sorry. I never experienced something like that, like some bot that can help you to create creative content. Outline your video. Those are the steps to create the video. Experienced YouTubers, they don't need this, but if you're just getting started in creating videos, it can really help. Okay, now let's try something interesting. Write a mail to get hired from a tech company. Let's see. I mean, if this bot can help us to get a job, maybe it's the opposite. If this doesn't work, ChatGPT wants us to lose our job. I mean, a good one. Last thing, a joke. So, tell me a programming joke. Let's see if it's funny or not. Why do programmers always mix up Halloween and Christmas? This is a great classic. Which are my final thoughts about ChatGPT? It's a powerful tool. I think that it will not replace developers, it will not replace content creators, but it can help you to do some heavy lifting when you want to create some content, when you want to write some code, when you're looking for some definitions. So I'll start using it more and more, and I'd like to know from you, what do you think about it? Did you use it? Do you want to ask me anything? Do you want me to create some videos? Do you want me to create some videos using ChatGPT? I can give it a try. This is the end of the video. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment, leave a question below, and see you next time. Bye bye.